it's my last day in work. So
just woke up in a really like alhamdulillah mood. I feel uncomfortable, like that people call it dark romance.
Oh my gosh, ignore that. Well, anyways, hey guys, it's Hannah and welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my channel if it's your first time. Someone's coming up. I'm basically vlogging in work and it's my last day in work, so I just wanted to vlog, you know, my last few hours or last day. But I hope you enjoyed this vlog. I hope you stick around. I hope you tell a friend so that they can tell a friend and join us. But yeah, it's my last day in work and maybe I'll do like a sit down video of what I do if you guys want to know. It's nothing special, but yeah, I'm just gonna change into my scrubs and then get the day started. I've got an hour, that's a lie, 30 minutes before I finish. And I have dark circles. Why is that? Whoa, that looks really bad. What's wrong with my left eye? Anyways, lads, I am back home. Officially done with work. Now I'm chilling. Big bubbling. I'm joking. I'm just gonna go shower and then I really want to go to Aldi because I ran out of my food. I need to do a food shop, but I might leave that for tomorrow. And I haven't had a latte for 2 days now and I'm starting to feel it, so I need to go and get my oat milk because I do have almond milk and it's not that nice compared to oat. But yeah, I'm just gonna be vibing, reading, and your girl is officially done with work. I just did the, what's it called? I don't even know how to say it in some English, but I hang up the clothes. Ew, English is so weird. But anyways, I did the laundry and now I'm chilling here and yeah, it's literally just me and my papa home. But I just wanted to say that I don't know what it is, but I'm just feeling very, very grateful today. Like, alhamdulillah, nothing has happened, but I just woke up in a really like alhamdulillah mood. Do you ever get that, guys? Because it's very rare, but when I do, I just feel like, you know what, life is not that deep. It's really not that deep. Just leave everything to Allah and you should be okay. You will be okay. But like, alhamdulillah, today it was supposed to be a hair day. I was meant to like deep condition and wash my hair, but I'll leave that for tomorrow. It's not like I'm doing anything. See the nigga from Atlanta. This is not a regular Lambo. $100,000 kick could have put down on. Anyways, JUMMAH Mubarak, guys. We're on our way to Friday prayer. I've done my Friday sunnah, showered, cut my nails, and now I'm on my way. And my brother's gonna take us. Guys, we're back from JUMMAH prayer and it was really nice. Sometimes I know women don't really have to go to the masjid when it comes to Friday prayers, but sometimes I feel like when you're, let's say when your iman's low or like you need just a little bit of a boost, it's better to like surround yourself by people alike, so people that may have like same faith or like going to the masjid, anything that's going to remind you of Allah and your deen and what you should be doing. It's good to do that sometimes, because I know we don't really have to go to the masjid and it's mainly for like, you know, men and whatever, but I feel like, God forgive me if I'm gonna sin for saying this, but I feel like
women sometimes lack in knowledge when it comes to Islam because of the fact that everything is given to men in a way. Like, quote me if I'm wrong, comment down below. And I really don't like talking about like deen and like my Muslim side, because there can be a lot of people that can have opinions, and I try and not mention. But then sometimes, like, being a Muslim and Islam is such a big part of my life that if I don't include it in my everyday, like, say, vlogs, then I'm not being my authentic self, if that makes sense. I don't know, but yeah, that's the advice for the day. And yeah, we're back and I'm gonna chill. We're going out for food later, so I need to do my hair and I need to pick an outfit, but for the time being I'm just gonna chill. Anyways guys, I'm back from my meal. I look hella greasy, but I just wanted to share my outfit choice for the day. Basically, I'm literally wearing gorgoras right now. Basically guys, I wanted to, because the thing is, I have a silk dress, but I turned that into a skirt. I was wearing it the other day and I was like, you know what, Hoya has loads of gorgoras and they're silk, so just turn that into a skirt. So right now I'm wearing two gorgoras. Oh my gosh, okay, let's do this. I'm literally so windy, but this is the perfect sort of weather to talk about books. It's cloudy, it's windy and gloomy. Anyways, I'm gonna do my August book wrap up. I've read 21 books in August and I just want to say it's been a very successful month, and I don't think I would ever top that because I've had so much time, like free time during the month, that I was able to read so many books. But some were great, some weren't as good as the others, but I'm just going to talk about the ones that I've read that I would definitely recommend. I've talked about it in my previous vlog or vlogs, but Long Shot by Kennedy Ryan I would definitely recommend for you guys to read, because it wasn't for me. I normally don't go for that sort of genre where they're like not celebrities but like sports and like the it girl and it boy whatever sort of books. But this was about Iris who meets Augustus, but she's already in a relationship with a rival basketball player. Gus hates, or there's like this sort of rivalry between Gus and Caleb, but when Iris meets him they don't really introduce each other. They just like meet in this bar. I don't really want to give spoilers, but there's chemistry between them from the get-go, but he doesn't know that she's the girlfriend of his nemesis, whatever. And then the story continues where she's in a really like bad, like toxic relationship with Caleb, and it's like an up and down sort of book. Like there's so many trigger warnings with this book. It covers a lot of like domestic violence. With every book that you read there's some sort of like lesson behind it. With this one, a lot of obviously domestic violence, but like getting out of a very toxic relationship and how hard it is. It kind of talks about that, but it's a really nice book because there's a child involved, there's a baby involved, and that just breaks you. Twisted Love and Twisted Games, and I just want to say that it's overhyped. This had potential. Alex, if that was his name, I can't even remember his name, but he had potential in the beginning, and then everything just became, with both books, it became too predictable. Like they were just too cocky in a way. Like Alex was this like, oh, I'm untouchable, I have information on everyone, and like I'm a bad bee sort of guy. But it's too hyped. I know my sister said book 3 and book 4 are better, and there's just something, you know, they give more. With Ava in book 1, she was just a whiny little girl, and the plot twist wasn't even that deep in a way. Like it didn't grab my attention. It was just like, oh, okay, should have seen that coming. This one, I just couldn't relate to it. It's a bodyguard and a princess. I can't, it's so far-fetched that I just couldn't get into it, but I finished it. There's only 2 books that have left an impact. That sounds so dramatic, but there's only 2 books that I've read throughout my whole life that left some sort of like, I would definitely read it over and over again and I constantly think about it. Wow, I'm so dramatic. Still Beaten by Jennifer Hartman, I'll put it here, but I read that either last year or the beginning of this year, so it was either around December or January time, and honestly till this day I think about it. That book, it says it's dark romance, but there's nothing romantic about it. I know in the end they kind of like get together or they develop feelings, but even that, there's nothing romantic about it at all. I went into this book with no knowledge. I saw it on TikTok, I saw a quote on TikTok and I was like, okay, I'm gonna download it and I'm gonna read. And honestly, it's the most heartbreaking story that you would ever read. There's so much, like, you're constantly on edge. Like, it's what's the word, angst or something, but like you're literally constantly on edge. You don't know what's gonna come next. But it's about this guy, he's the fiance of the sister. So the main character's older sister is engaged to the guy and he like bullies her and like annoys her and treats her like a little sister. They were out on a night out and they get kidnapped. Like, it was just a coincidence. They get kidnapped and this guy, he's known as the matchmaker. He's absolutely disgusting, but he does weird stuff to them. I really hope you guys read it because I don't want to give anything. But what I loved about that book was the fact that normally when it comes to stories, they start off with like, you know, happy, da 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 da, and then something big happens. So when it comes to the kidnapping, they get kidnapped and then they're rescued. End of story. Oh my gosh, happy ending. But with this book, it starts off with them being kidnapped and then going through the most traumatic stuff in their life, and then they escape, and then the after effect, the sort of like long-term effect that it leaves a victim. Both the male and female characters, like, it talks about like the impact that it left them with, like the PTSD sort of stuff that it left them with. Oh, it was 5 stars and there was nothing romantic about it. I honestly, I feel uncomfortable like that people call it dark romance because ugh, nasty. You guys know my favorite book of all time. Like, this, Reminders of Him, is #1 for me. It will forever and always be my favorite book. This is the only book that's ever made me cry. I literally cried, and when I finished reading it, I went for a walk because it was so heavy. This book has my heart. Basically, so when Kenna was younger, she meets this guy. They have, like, you know, a teenage love romance. Something happens, like something really bad happens to Scotty, and everyone in the community blames her for what happened. She gets shunned from the community. She actually went to prison. She went to prison for what happened, for the accident, and then she wants to come back. And she gave birth while she was in prison, and then the grandparents, Scotty's parents, took the baby. And then when she came out, she was like, I want to have a relationship with my daughter. So she meets Ledger. Ledger is the best friend of Scotty. He doesn't know. She tries and not like reveal her identity. Ledger and Kenna, like, you know, romance happens between them, and later on he finds out who she was. But with this, like, whatever, with a traumatic event, you can't blame anyone. Like, you can't say, oh, the grandparents are horrible for taking away the daughter of Kenna, and Kenna's a horrible person because of what happened to Scotty. It was just an accident, and everyone in the community wants to blame it on someone, and she was the only person that, she was basically an easy target. And in the end, she basically reveals, oh my gosh, yeah, she basically reveals what happened, like her side of the story, and then his parents also reveal their side of the story. So does Ledger, and then it just becomes like, oh, you can't blame anyone. But the most traumatic bit, oh my gosh, the most traumatic bit is the fact that she writes letters Gotti to keep him up to date with her life, and like whenever she sees their daughter and every little thing, and the entries are always so sad because she still blames herself for what happened to him, and then in the end it all works out, but it's still heartbreaking. Move on to the books that I want to read in September. I've already mentioned the Twisted series, Twisted Hate and Twisted Lies. I want to read those. I already know what sort of like trope they are, and then I also want to read, my sister recommended this like ages ago, maybe end of last year or this year, I can't remember, but she's been nagging me to start reading the Mind F series. I don't know anything about it, astaghfirullah, I downloaded it and I didn't like the fact that I think she's an agent, or she's a bad bee basically. Wow. And I like damsel in distress kind of books. I'm joking. I've been seeing this all over YouTube and TikTok, but I want to start reading this series, but I think this is book 1, Chatty series, if that's what they're called. But I don't like fantasy. I don't like, is it dystopian? I don't like any sort of like non-realistic, non-reality sort of books. But I have been convinced through my sister, YouTube and TikTok to read this book. And also I think the author is a hijabi, a Muslim, so obviously I have to support. Disclaimer, any negative thoughts or like stuff that I said about the books that I've mentioned, they're just like my personal opinion. Like, you can, some of these books can be your favorite books and that's literally up to you, but I feel like when you talk about books in a negative way, you can get people coming at you from all different directions. But I hope you guys enjoyed the vlog. I hope it's not too long, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye guys.